Hey everyone, welcome to the Strong Feet Project, episode 9. A bit of an update. So the last 2 weeks have been, 2.5 weeks have been pretty tough. I've been pulling 51 hour weeks since, November-ish. And it really caught up to me, and those last 2.5 weeks, I just had no energy and lacked a bit of motivation. Been really busy with work and everything around the house since my dad passed away. A lot to do with the family as well, so it really hit me. Didn't really get to do much training. Wentworth Falls I ended up backing out of early that morning, the race. I just woke up feeling sick and just my body really heavy, so I ended up getting up there a bit later and doing a bit of a hike. I opted to hike it rather than run it, just because my energy levels were lacking a little bit. Managed to get out yesterday, didn't end up doing Katoomba. Everyone was pulling out really early hours of yesterday morning, so I ended up heading to Glenbrook with my partner Hamish, and did a bit of out and back runs. So that was really good. Got out this morning, which was really good. Took the dog out for a bit of a run. Pulled up really well. It was only a short run. It was only like 2.8 kilometers, whatever it was. But it was just good to get out and try and start that routine back again. Really need to look a bit at my nutrition as well. Review my nutrition and see where I can start making a bit more. Some changes, some tweaks here and there to really better myself for both the big events that I've got coming up. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about today was an exercise that I use. It's a toe mobility based exercise that I've been using myself for my whole strong feet journey. To really transition and get my feet stronger, a bit more mobile and coordinated, acting a bit more of powerful springs rather than bricks. And it's an exercise that I get a lot of my patients to do, especially if they're suffering from any foot ankle type issues like plantar fasciitis and such, to get things moving again. So the exercise I'm going to be doing is called a Toe Mojo exercise. It's a series of 3 different exercises for the actual feet. And the reason being, I mentioned in a previous video blog that you need at least up to 60 degrees of big toe extension. So the big toe is the last thing to leave the ground, and if you're lacking in that toe mobility and you're not getting that much movement through the big toe, especially when you're running in particular, or going up stairs or up hills, it's going to really affect your foot function when you walk or when you run or whatever movement you're doing. So these exercises really help develop a bit more coordination in the toes and the feet, getting a bit of strength happening through there, but also looking at mobility. So I'll just take off my shoes. They're quite simple based exercises, but don't be too afraid if you don't get it straight away. It took me a little while, like I said, I've been doing this for about a year now, and it has really helped, so it can take a bit of time. Essentially, you can be sitting or standing, and the first exercise is toe spread. So trying to really spread your toes as far out as possible, and try and get a bit of movement laterally or out to the side. So you're really trying to splay your toes apart. Sometimes people struggle a lot with just doing this alone, or some particular toes. That's okay. It's just as long as you try and you practice it every day. So the first one is just a toe spreading. The second one is a big toe movement. So you're looking at keeping the smaller toes down, the 4 smaller toes on either foot, and you're trying to lift up that big toe. Now I normally get people to practice this individually, and I did practice it individually as well. In regards to just working on the one foot and then doing on the other foot. Now I can do both together. But essentially you're going to be lifting up, if I look this way, you're essentially going to be lifting up that big toe. So you're trying to keep the smaller toes down and trying to lift that big toe up. And so I have some people that just get a little bit off the ground, some people can lift it up all the way. It's something that you'll continue to work on and improve on the more you do it. So he's trying to get that big toe up, keeping those smaller toes down. You might find one foot's more difficult than the other. You might find that they're both alright. Okay, so you got exercise number 1, toe spread. Exercise number 2 is the big toe lift, keeping the smaller toes down. And the third exercise is actually keeping the big toe down but lifting up the little toes. So you're trying to keep the big toe planted on the ground and you're trying to lift the little toes up. Again, whether you do it both feet, I normally get people to practice on the one for a little while. So keeping the big toe down and you're trying to lift the little toes up. Now, but during these 3 exercises, do want to make sure that your feet stay on the ground. You don't want to have them lifting up when you're trying to do them. your body tries to cheat without you realizing it, so it can get that movement, but really you're just limiting your own self and not being able to do the full movement. So try and again, keep the big toes, trying to spread all the toes. Exercise number 2, keeping the little toes down and the big toe up, so just trying to lift that big toe up as much as possible. And exercise number 3 is keeping the big toe down, but then lifting up the smaller toes. Again, trying to keep the foot planted on the ground. Now I try and practice this as much as possible. I normally say 10 repetitions per exercise per foot, so that ends up being 30 repetitions on each side. And trying to practice as many times as you can through the day, whether it's 2 to 3 times through the day. And you don't have to go out of your way to do these exercises. Practice them in the shower, practice them when you're at your desk at work or having some breakfast at the kitchen table. You obviously have to do it with no shoes or socks on, so you get the full access of your feet to be able to do these exercises. And then, like I said, it's something that you'll chip away at and you'll continue to improve on. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. If you have any questions about that exercise or anything else, let me know. Go to the Strong Fit Project Facebook page or the strongfitproject.com website. Don't forget, you can also donate to 2 charities that my family and I have set up in my memory of my dad, Noel Gaudry. One of them is the Heart Foundation and the other one's Street Swags. Links are available on the Facebook page, Instagram and website. So please don't forget to donate, I really appreciate it. Thanks everyone, bye.